Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Tonight's live is going to be about the things that I wish someone had shared with me before I became a nurse during that process of my going to nursing school. So I have over here, we have TikTok and Facebook, and here we have YouTube. Hello, YouTube. How are you? So if you see me veering to the front, this is my front right here. It's because I'm looking at my notes, y'all. Yeah, I'm a note taker. So grab your drinks, grab your notebooks, pens, paper, crayon, chalk, whatever you want to write with, because we're going to get into it. I'm going to share with you some of the things that I wish was shared with me 25 years ago when I went to nursing school. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? So I guess I want to start by saying, if I could talk to the young woman that I was 20 plus 24, 25 years ago, before I even started nursing school, what are some of the things that I would say to myself? How would I prepare myself for this journey that was ahead of me? I've learned so much, you guys, in these 24 years of being a nurse and 32 years of being in healthcare. I've seen probably everything that you can see outside of the gerbils in people's rectums. I've not seen that because I have not worked in the ER. And now I think I'm probably, in my opinion, I'm too old to work in the ER because, child, I don't have patience for that stuff anymore. Now, when I was a younger nurse, I thought that's where I wanted to be, the emergency room. But yeah, I'm good on that. I didn't do just one thing my entire life. Everything else had to be put on the back burner for nursing school. Everything, y'all. Let me tell you something, and it's not to tell my business. This is just the reality of my life at that time. I was in my early 30s, and I have, for those of you who do not know, I'm a mother to 6 children. I have 6 children. So at that time, they were all younger. I had children that were in elementary school, and the oldest one at the time of my going into nursing school, he was just entering middle school. So my children were young. I was going through a divorce at that time, and my biggest support system, which in most cases is your mother, she was addicted to stuff. So so she needed me more than she could help. She needed my assistance more than she could give me any assistance. And she would steal my car in the middle of the night. I had no idea. I had no idea my mom was stealing my car and going on runs. Okay, if you know, you know. So at that time that I was in nursing school, I was a nursing assistant for the veterans facility in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I had a good job. And what I did is I went and I did what I had to do so that I could get off on a leave. I'm not going to go into details about the type of leave that I was on, but I had to talk to a professional, and they took me off on a leave. So I was able to have an income from my job and be freed up from working full time. So I had an income, not nearly as much as what I was used to working for. And then I had other assistants so that I could get through nursing school. And I was honest with my provider. I told her, I said, listen, I'm going through a divorce. It's been horrendous. I have a heap of children and I need to go to nursing school. And listen, and she helped me. So I was on a budget. I was on a budget. I had all these babies. I could not study. There was no studying for me. There was no studying. Everything was on the back burner for nursing school. I don't think I was really prepared for that. I dreamt. Everything was nursing. Everything. Assessment, documentation, everything was nursing. There was no personal life. There was, so because I had such a large family that depended on me, I used to pick a day out of the week, usually Saturday, and I would make these huge meals. So I would make like huge pot roasts and things that the children could eat off of during the week. And all I had to do was like warm up some sides. I would put the meats and things in the, chop them up, put them in the freezer, pull them out, pop them in the microwave so that I could go to class every day. Chase my mama with my car because she was stealing it every other night. I had no idea. I'm gonna tell you how I found out that my mom was stealing my car. I would go to the car and I wouldn't have any gas. And I'm like, my God, I just filled this tank up. What is going on? I was up late at night one night and I heard my car rev up. I'm like, who the fuck is in my car? It was my mother going on a run. Again, if you know, you know. If you've dealt with someone in your family that was addicted to any kind of substance, you know what I'm talking about. She could have been lending the car out for all I know. One day, I was in Med-Surg. I was in Med-Surg at the time, and I'm from Michigan, for those of you who don't know. So it was a winter time, and I did not realize my windshield wiper was gone. I don't know where my mom used to go in my car to where she would bring it back in raggedy condition. I mean, being on E is one thing, but with missing parts is an entirely different situation. So I did not notice that the windshield wiper on my right side, on the passenger side, was missing. I turned the corner and freaking sideswiped a car, got in a car accident, and I was late to clinicals, and I got marked down for that. So one of the things that I wish someone had told me is that nursing school will consume your entire life for that period of time. You don't have any free time. You don't have any free time. You have to pattern everything around nursing school. It's just so happens that I am the type of person that is smart. So I didn't need to study until I needed to study, if that makes sense. So if I didn't get it in the classroom, I wasn't going to get it, because once I got home, I had to work. I had to be with my children. I had to cook for them, clean, help them with their homework. They were still very heavily in activities. We were heavy in the church at the time. Thank you, baby. And the nursing school consumed my entire life, Something else that no one really prepared me for was that when they say you can't be tardy, they mean that shit. You cannot be tardy. You cannot be tardy. And if the instructor tells you you have one absence, you have one absence. They don't care if it was a death. You have one absence. I told you I was in a car accident and she still marked me down. I ended up having to, I did fail Med-Surg. So at that point in Med-Surg, my instructor for lecture told me, hey, because remember, I didn't study, couldn't. She said, hey, Tia, you need a 92. You need a 92 to pass the course. I said, okay. So I had to arrange for daycare for my children, because I think my mom was locked up at the time. By that time she got arrested. Yes, my mother was still going to jail in her 50s. So I ended up asking my Aunt Gloria. My Aunt Gloria came, older lady. She came and sat with my children so that I could go to a study session. So the next day I took my exam, and the instructor was just so surprised. She said, oh my God, you rock. You got a 98. Girl, I'm not stupid. I'm busy, bitch. I'm not stupid by far. I have 6 children. What don't y'all understand about that? Is me and 6 children. So I just made it through nursing school. I studied when I had to, but it still consumed my life. They give you all these ridiculous scenarios and extra homework and assignments and group projects. And it's like, bitch, why? I guess in some way it's preparing you. But when they say you cannot miss a day, baby, you cannot miss a day. And what's so ironic about that is that right now, every day I am early to work. Most of the days I am early to work, especially when I have to relieve someone. These nurses do not care. They are late. I mean, chronically late all the time. I will be the only one that's early. If they don't see me early, they think something's wrong. That's how it's ingrained in me to be on time for work. Now, in the position I'm in now, I don't really relieve anyone because I'm the wound nurse on the weekend, so I don't relieve anyone. But those are a couple of things that I wish someone had prepared, that I was better prepared for. The more organized you are beforehand, the better you will be throughout your processes of getting through nursing school. You have got to be organized. Listen, baby, let me tell you something that I learned. Time management is the thing, because you have 57 tasks to do in an 8-hour shift, or 12. And let's get into it. The documentation is most of the tasks. The documentation. So if you do not practice good time management, you're not going to make it. You're going to be swallowed up by the profession. So the best time for you to start practicing time management is while you're in nursing school. And I'm going to tell you what I used to do. Very elementary. I would take a notebook. I would write down 7 a.m., 7:15, 7:20, 7:32, This is what I did until I got myself in a routine to where my day would be structured. Now I can hit the hallway, and when things get thrown at me, it's nothing for me to shift, because that's going to be the name of the game. You're going to have, like I said, 52 duties to complete in a short amount of time. And most of these things you have to do at the same time. While you're rounding, you're assessing your patients. While you're talking to them, you're assessing them. You're looking at them. You're looking at their breathing pattern. You're looking at their skin. You're asking them, how was your bowel movement? How are you feeling? You're listening. You're looking. You're touching. You're paying attention. And that those skills never leave you. Even when I am in the lay world and I'm walking around the community, or I'm running errands, I'm still assessing everything. It's crazy, but that's just the way it is. Those are skills that you're going to need to master while you're in nursing school. Time management, baby. Time management. Okay, so nursing school instructors. Nursing school teaches you how to pass the NCLEX. Your career teaches you how to become a nurse. So I remember many moons ago when I went to school, the little court. Well, for me, when I became a certified nursing assistant, it wasn't necessarily a school. It was a nursing home had a class that they let you take. They will pay you to take this course, and then you had to work for that nursing home for a period of time. You had to. There's a test you need to take. It's very common sense, but you know, common sense isn't common, right? Even when people become nurses, I get the side. I give them the side eye sometimes, like, girl, really? I had a BSN ask me. I have been a nurse for about 7 years, and she was a BSN, and she asked me, she said, Miss Tia, she had this thick accent, Miss Tia, she has a fever and I can't get her to take the Tylenol. You don't know what to do? You have a bachelor's degree and you don't know what to do? Girl, if you don't go in there and get a goddamn Tylenol suppository for this lady and call it a day, this is not rocket science. But see, that's common sense. I'm like, do you have children? What? Why is this mind-boggling for you? But common sense is not always common, is my thing. So nursing school teaches you how to pass the NCLEX. Doesn't necessarily teach you how to become a nurse. Your career is going to do that. Your career on the floor is going to do that. But the more skills that real world skills that you've mastered before a year is up, like the more that you've mastered some things while you're in nursing school, the better. So if you're a CNA and you're in nursing school, honey, take advantage of nurses that want to teach you. Find you one of the nurses that you respect and you look up to. Get with her. Hey, can you if you're doing a catheter or blood draw or whatever kind of clinical stuff, can you call me so that I can come and watch? And sometimes they'll let you do a little something so that you're not out here looking real green when you get out of nursing school. Do not let an opportunity pass you by that you can't learn something. Keep that with you for the rest of your career. I'm constantly asking questions. Okay, how did you come to that determination? I am constantly, when I round with the wound doctor, because I know that my aspiration is to be an NP and do wounds. I'm asking questions all the time. So if you're a CNA and you're going to nursing school, ask these nurses questions that you work with. Go when they have a new admission, go in there with them. Don't run from the duties, from the clinical stuff. Go in there, see what they do. Ask them if you can do these things. Can I get the vital signs for you? Can I assist you with the skin assessment? Can I help you in any way? What can I do for you? So this is going to, one, make you very valuable to the nurse, and two, she's going to always think of you when it's time to teach someone something. That's part of your job, believe it or not. As a nurse, part of your job is teaching. You never stop teaching, like you never stop learning. I have never stopped learning. Every time there's an opportunity for me to learn something new, I go ahead and I learn it. I ask the doctors questions. Why? What's the rationale for that, doc? Because I would have thought you were going to prescribe this medication. So why did you go with this? And they are too happy. Most of the time, they're very happy to go ahead and oblige you and explain why their rationale behind prescribing this medication, or what lab value told them whatever information that they needed. All of these things are going to come in handy for you when you're in nursing school. Okay, nobody told me, and I wish someone had. No one told me that my body would become one of my greatest career assets. Yeah, so protect it. And I know everyone is tired of hearing this, but I am living this right now. I am a woman of a certain age. I have been in healthcare for over half of my life. So I've been in healthcare for 32, 33 years. 24 of those as a nurse. So I've been pushing, pulling, lugging, stretching, running for 32 years. Protect your body, protect your joints. Go ahead and get yourself an exercise regime when you're young, when you're in nursing school. That's another thing. Let's take a quick dip real quick. And I don't want to sound vain, but almost everyone in my graduating class gained weight in nursing school. Almost everyone gained at least 25, 30 pounds. So I said all of that. Go ahead and get yourself an exercise regimen right now. Don't wait until you're 50 to realize, oh, goddamn, my knees are freaking hurting. Y'all don't want to hear this, but you've got to eat well. The processed food is not our friends, and it's very difficult because when you're in nursing school and you're going from nursing school to the job, it's so much more convenient to just grab something from the drive-through. But I implore you, please do not do that. I don't care if you have to go and purchase an igloo to put in your car to put fresh fruits, vegetables, and food in your car and keep it with you so that you can grab them as a quick snack. Do that, because nursing school is going to take enough away from you. You don't want it to go to attack your body too, and it will. And it's so easy to fall into the trap of not taking care of yourself, of neglecting your body, neglecting your diet, neglecting yourself, because you're just, taking care of other people. And at some point, it's going to catch up with you. So I wished I had known to practice taking care of myself first before nursing school, because it's just so easy. Not only that, women in general just kind of sacrifice themselves for everyone else. We shouldn't do that. That's why when you're on the airplane, they're always telling you put your oxygen on first. There's a reason for that. So, something I'm always harking about right now with nurses, if this had been ingrained in my mind when I was in nursing school, I would be much further along career-wise and financially. The thing I'm always fussing about is that your one nursing license can yield you multiple streams of income. I want you guys to know that before you even go to nursing school. Do you hear me? Know that one nursing license can yield you multiple streams of income. And just because you're a new grad does not mean that your wage is not negotiable. Don't you take that the first thing those people tell you when you go for your first job. That's a no. Always ask for more money. Always ask for more money. I don't care if you are a new grad. Have you seen the shortage? Well, supposed shortage, air quotations. Always negotiate your wage, even as a new grad. I don't care. I don't care. They need you much more than you need them. You literally can. I have gotten a job on my lunch break for my job, okay? And you still can. You literally can leave one job while on lunch break and go down the street for another job. So do not let them lowball you. Don't do it. You decide where you're going to start at the bottom. What is your bottom? We don't care what their bottom is. Just like you need to decide what is safe for you. It does not matter if the state of Pennsylvania, or I'm just pulling states out of my head right now. I'll use the one that I live in now. I live in Florida. I'm in Charlotte, but I live in Florida. Florida says you can take one nurse in long-term care can take care of 40 patients. The fuck if I am. I'm not doing that. That's not my limit. I'm not going to subject these people to unsafe conditions. I don't find that to be safe. You decide that for yourself. That's your license that you worked for. You decide, and you decide what your bottom rate is. You don't let someone else tell you what your bottom rate is. Oh, well, we pay our new grads this amount. Okay, I understand, but this is where I'm going to start. Okay? If not, thank you for your time. And another thing, when you're doing these interviews, I like to find out about the money before I schedule the interview, even as a new grad. Get that out of your mind that you have to scrape and crawl around at the bottom just because you're a new grad. Do you have to start at a lower rate sometimes? Yes. But it doesn't have to be under the dirt. God damn. No. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, sir. Get somebody else to do it from another country. I don't know, but no. All right. The next thing that I wished someone could have alerted me of is that graduation isn't the finish line. Not by far. After more than 2 decades in nursing, I'm still learning and growing. I swear to God. I swear to you. The learning and growing never stops. And one of the reasons that the learning never stops is because healthcare is ever changing. My gosh, ever changing. I remember a time when Tramadol was just a regular prescription medication. Now it's a class 2 or something. Has to be signed out of the narcs. Tramadol. We treated that like Tylenol. And then something else that, I mean, just ever changing. Every time something happens in our society that has to do with healthcare, it deviates working conditions for us. Every single time. If something happens, everybody they exaggerate all of the parameters for everything. Like right now, I'm noticing that there's places in Florida, some of the correctional medical clinics and things, you have to sign out gabapentin. And not just in Florida, I've noticed it in a couple other states that I went and did some travel assignments at as well. Ugh, that was a nightmare. That is a nightmare. Gabapentin, because people are abusing gabapentin. So your education never ceases. 24-year nurse here, and I'm still learning new stuff because they keep changing things. Things change every day. So take that with stride, that you're going to always be learning something. And you know what? Make that a benefit for you. If someone is offering something and you can afford to pay for it, get it. Get it. All right. I've taken little courses just to not to just pad my resume, but because it's good to know these things like infection control. If someone's going to offer you an infection control certificate, go ahead, and especially if your company's going to pay for it. If they're paying for these things, honey, go get them. Go get them. Go and get them. And I want to tell you something else, and I don't want to be disrespectful to LPNs because LPNs are the shit. But if you're considering nursing school and you can bypass the LPN and go straight to the RN and then go on about your career, say you're going to do the bachelor's, master's, whatever the case may be, NP, DNP, just bypass the LPN, because I didn't. And the reason that I went the LPN route is because, remember what I told you at the beginning, I was going through a divorce. I have half a dozen children. They were young. They're stair steps. I had my children in the 90s. From 90 to 99, a bitch was pregnant. So because I had those factors, I took the entrance exam, and they said, well, honey, what do you want to do? You got 100%. Again, a bitch is not stupid, just busy. I said, okay, well, let me see. I was in Grand Rapids. I said, well, let me see what's the RN program doing. And they said, well, there's a 2-year wait for that. I said, all right, well, just throw me in the LPN program then. And that's how I ended up. There was no wait for the LPN program, so I went ahead and I got in it. I just needed to get off of the floor as a CNA. My mouth was too slick. It just so happens that I had a really good job where we had a really good union, and or I would have been fired for the things that I said to people. If you're a good nurse and you come to work on time, but you don't hold people up and telling them how you feel, it makes it difficult for them to fire you. So keep that in mind. You have to pick your battle, baby. You have to pick your battle. Anyhow, my suggestion, if you're entering nursing school, is if you can bypass the LPN, if you're not a single parent and you don't really just need to make a bigger income, just get your RN or BSN. Go ahead. At the very minimum, go ahead and grab the RN right now, and then go from that point. And, get yourself a mentor. And remember time management and all of the things that we discussed. Is there anyone out there that's going to be going to nursing school soon? Do you have any questions before we close out this live. I have enjoyed this so much, circling back and thinking about when I was in school. And something else to keep in mind, the instructors don't make very much. So yeah, some of them are mean for a reason. If these lessons can save one future nurse years of frustration, then sharing them is worth my time. This is why I do it. So if you don't have any questions, I just want to say thank you for joining me tonight. And if you do have questions and you just want to put your questions in my chat or in the messages, I will be happy to answer you. Have a wonderful evening.